Hey everybody, welcome back to another video here at North Georgia TCG, and on today's video we are talking about Disney's Lorcana, the first chapter, and these starter decks, and actually does it make sense to still be buying these here at the end of April of 2024? Well, I actually believe it's quite simple. If you're newer to Disney's Lorcana or you weren't around at the first chapter and you still need these cards and these starter decks, I definitely think it's worth it. That's why I was able to pick this one up from my local game store. It ran me about 18 bucks, and if you notice, it was printed back in December of last year, so it's not any of the brand new printing or reprints or backstock release, whatever it's called, that's actually driving the prices down today. But what you will find is it includes a starter deck of Sapphire and Steel, of course, and then one booster pack. So what a lot of people have been doing over the last few months, because boosters were either hard to come by or very expensive, they were buying these starter packs, pulling the boosters, and either trying to sell the cards that came with it or actually just selling the deck altogether. So what I've done is I've actually gone out there and I went to try and price the cost of what these actual starter decks are worth. And what I'll show you is for this deck in particular, here's the cards and the actual number of the cards that are included. Here is the value as of today on TCG Player. And if you notice, so all in, it actually only comes to about $2.43 for that full deck if you were to go buy it right now, of course, without shipping. But if you were to buy it right now on TCG Player, so it's not enough to call it make your money back, or else it would be a lot of work that might not be worth it if you're only interested in the booster. Now, like I said before, if you're like me and you need the cards because you weren't around the first time, then definitely still go after these starter decks, because it's a great place to build some of these cards. And you'll even notice there's one worth 87 cents, like Grab Your Sword. So that one card is worth, call it a third of the overall deck's value, because a lot of these are, call it penny cards, but it's great to add to your collection if that's what you need. Now, as I was saying before, the actual starter packs are starting to come down because the actual starter decks altogether, if you notice on the pricing history, it is going down. But more importantly, the actual booster packs are going down as well. They're only running about $9 or so. And what I've actually found is there are people that are still pulling these starter decks, trying to only keep the booster behind and then still selling the actual deck for about $13 to $15. But as I mentioned before, the deck is only valued at about $3. So if you have a way to optimize your cart and not spend, at least $10 or so in shipping, you're much better off to buy the cards individually if you're only needing singles, instead of buying it from this pack without the booster, that is, because the booster is really worth 3 times the cost of the actual starter deck. But as I said before, I do have this one here, so I do want to go ahead and open it up, and we'll actually see what is included. Of course, I'm not going to go through the full-on starter deck, but that's what it would look like if you were to buy this by itself, or if you were to buy the cards, that's what it would be made up of. Otherwise, you have the actual booster pack, which we will open. You have the instructions, the little mat that opens up to show you your Lorcana counter, etc. If you've never had one of these from a different set. And then, of course, it does come with some little tokens made from the cardboard pieces there, if you don't have any of those either. Now, for the actual pack, let's see if we have anything worth anything. We have Work Together, Pongo, Hey Hey, Freeze. All these are commons. Stolen Scimitar, Captain Hook, Fan the Flames, Anna, Jasper, another uncommon. Here's our first rare, which is Genie. A second rare, which is Fishbone Quill. Then our last, which is just a common foil. So what I can tell you is the Fishbone Quill is a pretty nice card. It looks like Genie's not bad, but these two cards in and of itself are definitely not worth, call it the full $9. So if you're only in it looking for the pulls right now, I wouldn't be going after these boosters. But what I will, or not the boosters, but the starter decks to get the boosters. But if you are somebody like me that wants the packs, definitely give it a shot. Hopefully you get some better pulls than I do, maybe even an Enchanted, we'll see. But otherwise, we do have some extra booster boxes coming in from some of that newly released stock that we're getting out of this first chapter. So we hopefully will have some of those opening here on the channel before long, and we look forward to opening those packs here with you. Since you've stayed around for the whole video, if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.